Thank you, Chairman Klobuchar, and I thank you for holding this markup today. The resolution before us today is an anomaly. It is unusual for the Senate to take up standing orders that temporarily create new Senate procedures. In fact, in recent decades, the Senate has only taken up and passed 3 such measures. 2 of those resolutions were the power-sharing agreements for an evenly divided Senate for the 107th and the 117th Congresses. The 3rd resolution from the 113th Congress was a carefully negotiated bipartisan agreement that reduced the post-cloture debate times for certain nominations in response to concerns about delays in processing nominations. I would note that even though the resolution passed with a large bipartisan majority, it didn't stop then Majority Leader Harry Reid from deploying the nuclear option 11 months later. It is with that history in mind that we turn to Senate Resolution 444. Certainly, parallels can be drawn between the resolution before us today and previous resolutions. They all create a temporary process that only applies to the current Congress, for example. The previous 3 resolutions, however, were all created in a bipartisan fashion and passed by unanimous consent or with broad bipartisan support. This resolution, in contrast, is a political maneuver that does not have the same support. At its core, the resolution is an attempt to protect the Biden administration's poor policy decisions. Though federal law prohibits the Department of Defense from using federal funds for abortions except in very limited circumstances, the Department of Defense has put in place a policy that facilitates abortions by paying for travel across state lines to obtain one. This policy not only goes beyond the Department of Defense's statutory authority, it doesn't do anything to increase our military readiness and hasn't even been broadly utilized. Unofficial reports indicate it likely has been used by only 12 women. Even so, this administration refuses to eliminate the policy. What we need right now is to come together and tell the administration to stop violating the law and revoke this policy. If the policy is revoked, the resolution before us today is not necessary. This resolution undermines the Senate's long-standing tradition of rights for the minority party. With few exceptions, it would take away the right of a single senator, or 10, or 20, or 40 senators to object to a military nomination or promotion that is being offered for unanimous consent. It would allow a simple majority to override those objections. The ability of senators to demand a vote of the full Senate on a particular nomination or promotion is an important check on the executive branch. This is especially true in this case, where the administration is refusing to revoke a little-used and unlawful policy. As a senior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, I understand very well the impacts that these nominations and promotions have on our military forces and our military readiness. So let me be clear. I support moving military nominations and promotions quickly, and I am committed to working with my colleagues to find a path forward. But I will not support this effort to alter Senate process that undermines the long-standing traditions of the Senate. Leadership. I hope my colleagues will join me in opposing this resolution. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Fischer.